What if one single strategy could work across Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and even stocks, designed for each market through dedicated presets? Today, I'm going to show you Strategia.pro Suite, an adaptive market framework that gives you access to multiple presets, each refined for a specific asset and time frame. Stay until the end because I'm going to show you exactly how it works, what makes it different, and why Base BTC 1D is our star preset. Let's start with the foundation. Strategia.pro Suite is built around one unified engine, one internal framework, expressed through different presets for different markets. And at the center of that system is Base All Assets 1D. This is the entry point, a universal configuration designed to work across any asset you apply it to. It's built to be broad, flexible, and versatile. The numbers speak for themselves. Tested from January 1st, 2019 through April 6th, 2026. Over 7 years, covering complete market cycles across multiple assets. Here's what it looks like applied to Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Total return plus 4,832%. Starting with $1,000, you'd have over 49,000. Max drawdown, 28.67%. Still dramatically better than buy and hold, which collapsed 76% during the same period. Profitable trades, 57.69%. More than half of all trades were winners, across every kind of market condition. Profit factor, 3.91. For every dollar lost, you made nearly 4. Any value above 2 is considered robust. This clears it comfortably. This is a versatile baseline built to work across multiple assets and market conditions. That's the power of Base All Assets. But the real value of the suite becomes clear when you move from the universal baseline to a preset refined specifically for one market. Inside the suite, you don't just get a generic strategy. You get presets, configurations tuned for specific assets and timeframes. And the most powerful one is Base BTC 1D. Why does a dedicated preset outperform a universal one? Because Bitcoin has its own rhythm, its own volatility patterns, its own market cycles. When a strategy is tuned specifically for BTC on the daily time frame, with parameters carefully developed and tested for that market, the results are in a different league entirely. Look at the numbers for Base BTC 1D, also tested from January 1st, 2019 through April 6th, 2026. Over 7 complete years, covering the COVID crash, 2 halvings, the arrival of ETFs, bull markets, and bear markets. Total return, plus 12,370%. That means $1,000 becomes over $124,000. Max drawdown, 12.07%, while buy and hold dropped 76.67% during that same period. This strategy kept your maximum loss to just 12%. That's the difference between sleeping peacefully and watching your portfolio disappear in a bear market. Total trades, 21. This strategy doesn't try to be in the market all the time. It seeks quality over quantity. Profit factor, 5.88. Nearly $6 made for every dollar lost. Exceptional by any standard. Win rate, 76.19%. More than 3 out of every 4 trades were winners. And all of this without repainting. Signals are confirmed at candle close. What you see in the backtest is exactly what you would have gotten live. This is the difference between a generic strategy and a more specialized instrument. Base All Assets shows you the system through a universal baseline across markets. Base BTC 1D shows you what it looks like when that same framework is refined specifically for Bitcoin. So how does this strategy work? It comes down to 3 things. First, trend filters. This is not a simple moving average crossover. The strategy uses proprietary filters, calibrated to navigate Bitcoin's volatility. When market conditions align, the chart turns green and the system enters. When momentum weakens, it exits and goes to cash. Green zone, in the market. Red zone, out of the market. That visual contrast is everything. You're not exposed all the time. You participate when conditions are favorable. You step aside when they are not. We don't predict, we react. And that is exactly why the system does not rely on color alone. We have recently seen moments where trend conditions improved and the chart turned green, but without volume confirmation, no position was taken. That extra filter has been especially valuable in weaker market phases. Second, volume confirmation. Price alone is not enough. The system also looks for real participation, real money behind the move. If volume does not confirm the signal, the strategy stays out. No confirmation, no trade. Simple. Third, the equity curve. Down here, you can actually see the result of that logic. When the strategy is in a position, the equity curve rises. When the strategy is in cash, it flattens out. That flat section is not inactivity. It is protection. It is the visual expression of capital preservation during uncertain conditions. So why does this matter? Because this strategy was not tested in one lucky year. It was tested across more than 7 years of real market data. Because it is not built to chase every move. It is built to protect capital and participate with discipline. Because it is automatable. And because it is transparent. The HUD shows the metrics. The chart shows the structure. The equity curve shows the result. What you see is what you get. Now, if you want to test this yourself, start with Base All Assets 1D on any asset you follow. Then switch to Base BTC 1D and see what a tuned preset looks like in action. Compare the equity curves. Compare the drawdowns. Compare the behavior. The difference is immediately visible. You don't need to code anything, and you don't need to spend hours manually testing different inputs by trial and error. Everything is already integrated into the suite. Load the strategy in TradingView, select your preset, and you're done. Strategia.pro Suite. We don't predict, we react. To summarize, Strategia.pro Suite is an adaptive market framework that gives you both flexibility and specialization. Base All Assets gives you the universal baseline. Base BTC 1D gives you the star preset, over 12,000% returns, around 12% maximum drawdown, 76% win rate, and no repainting, across more than 7 years of testing. If you want to learn more about the other presets, Ethereum, Solana, Sui, and Tesla, or how to automate the system, leave a comment or subscribe to the channel. Disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only. Nothing in this video constitutes financial, investment, or trading advice. All results are based on historical backtesting within TradingView. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Always do your own research before making any financial decision. See you in the next video. Strategia.pro. We don't predict, we react.